What is up, peeps? Welcome back to more gaming news. I've never quite seen a game so divisive with still 6 months until its official release. Yes, we're talking again about Marathon and all of the streamer reactions out there, and I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of community feedback after Bungie showcased their brand new extraction shooter, which is now going to go into a closed alpha testing period, and it was met with a lot of praise, and like I said before, a lot of backlash for a variety of reasons. What did you guys think about the game? Did you think it lived up to expectations? Will you be getting it? But a lot of streamers out there also shared their opinions, and it was crazy to see all of this feedback. So first we start with Shroud, who had a lengthy opinion on this, and of course comparing it to Escape from Tarkov. This is a point reiterated by DrLupo as well, where devs are fearing making another Escape from Tarkov, that being a hardcore extraction shooter, a lot of nuance and a lot of deep details that a newcomer like me or all my friends, we're not just going to hop into Tarkov for fun nowadays with the game so far along. It is about as hardcore of a video game out there as you can possibly find, and therefore developers nowadays are scared to make games like Tarkov because of that. And so that is why people are saying Marathon is a casual or arcadey extraction shooter to attract more of the casual fan base. And so people are scared to make Tarkov, but for good reason.
Like the epitome of what happens every single time. You come in, whether you're a AAA dev or an indie or whatever, you try to come into an extraction game and you try to make it, and you try to remove the friction. There's a lot of friction in a game like Tarkov. There's a lot of like complexity and things that might not want you to open up the game ever. Hundreds of bullet types, thousands of individual items, quests that don't tell you at all where to go, no map. I mean, the weapon attachment system is like, what am I doing? Right? So much friction. There's so much friction to play Tarkov. Most people don't even open that game. But that friction is what makes the game so popular to its core audience. So it's weird. You come in, you're a new dev or a AAA dev, whatever, and you want to remove the friction? Great. You remove the friction, the game is smooth, the game's easy to play, anyone could just click play and just be right in it, but they only play for a couple weeks or a month, and then they're like, well, there's nothing left to learn. Well, yeah, that's because you just removed all the friction. All the friction's gone, all the tooltips. Like, for example, a perfect example is this, yeah? On this screen, you see every single item and its value. You don't learn the value as a player. You instantly are told what it's worth. Is a developer coming in and saying, we're going to remove the friction and remove the complications of like the complexity of like seeing an item and being like, what is this? We're just going to tell you what it is. It's worth $1,000. That's it. Great if you're playing the game for the first time. Bad if you're playing the game for the 1,000th time. Because what makes extraction shooters good and interesting is giving that player the knowledge, the tools to like learn the game themselves, figure out what a pack of cigarettes is for. And I know it's really stupid, and nobody thinks like that. Most people are like, just tell me what the pack of cigarettes are for, man. But what's fun about extraction shooters is when they don't tell you.
And I find it hard to disagree with that because it does make sense, and a lot of streamers have reiterated that same point home. But speaking of DrLupo, he had some other different takes out there, including one that is a fear of stagnancy with this game.
I have a fear of stagnancy because making a game like Tarkov, I think a lot of people don't understand how fucking risky that is. It just is super risky, dude. To make a game that's really hard, that's punishing. Tarkov doesn't respect your time, chat. It doesn't. It doesn't give a shit about your time. You spent 30 minutes building a kit, moving this stuff together, get into a raid, 7-minute queue, get in. You are dead in 30 seconds. The game does not care. You have lost your shit. Get out. And no one's going to make that game. No AAA dev will make that game. Sony will not greenlight that game. They won't give that the thumbs up. They will smack you on the ass and say, go back to the drawing board and make it more accessible. And that's fine. To be very clear, that's fine. But that might be for me the thing that after a certain point I will reach burnout on.
I do want to note, alongside these critiques of the game, a lot of these players are also really excited for the game to at least see how it does. They're giving it a chance at launch, which is different than what you saw from a lot of comments out there. I would say the most divisive and dividing part about this was the art style, and then of course the price point, and then prox chat. It goes down the long laundry list of what people wanted and they couldn't get, and everyone wants these little details. But for me, I like the trailers. I think of course, playtesting the game, I think the art style looks better when you play the game than is given credit via the trailers. I told you guys that before, but I don't blame people for looking at that art style and thinking that might not be for me. And so to the genre of an extraction shooter. Then we had xQc, who was saying that apparently, his own comparison, he also mentions Tarkov a few times. He was saying that Marathon is trying to Valorantize Escape from Tarkov, just like Valorantize themselves from the CS audience, in a way of saying that they are trying to be more of that casual, more of that fun appeal. You know, Escape from Tarkov, hardcore. Counter-Strike, hardcore. The Valorant version of that is a bit more fun, ability-based, you know, and art style-y. So that's why he's trying to make that comparison of what Marathon is trying to do.
I feel like Tarkov is a great game, but it's bound to be a dead game because of a lot of things. And I feel like this is maybe like a better world or whatever in terms of like getting new players to play and be engaged with the product, because nobody wants to play Tarkov. I mean, I get it. Normandies, people that don't play a lot of games don't play Tarkov. Chat, have you ever tried to get your friend to play Tarkov and people that play Tarkov? Let's be honest. A lot of them played a couple lobbies, then they quit the game. They quit the game, they never played again, and it sucks. I don't like that. I think they're trying to Valorantize Tarkov. Similar that Valorantize themselves for CS players.
Which I guess I can see that. It's so interesting to listen to all of these different streamers and all of these different takes. And one that was definitely different was Asmon. He also had a take on this, how he didn't like the art style. He didn't really like the visual appeal of these characters. He then took it one step further and said that if you're going to make a game like this, you should make all the characters effable, which is... There might be some truth there, but when I look at a video game, that's not the way I think about it. But hey, what do I know?
I think that pretty much every single circumstance, it's always a bad idea to make characters that are not conventionally attractive. Because this is, again, this is a shooter game, and shooter games are going to be primarily played by men. So if you're making a shooter game that's primarily made for men, then you should make sure that all of the female characters in the game are fuckable. And I know this might sound crazy to say, but I'm just going to say it. That's what you should do. That's what you should do, because that's what people want to do. That's what girls will cosplay. Girls don't want to cosplay ugly, weird-looking, androgynous, creepy characters. And all of that, like, think about how much advertising Marvel Rivals gets because of how many girls try to cosplay the characters.
So those are the thoughts of Shroud, DrLupo, xQc, and Asmon, and many more gave their thoughts on this. But what did you guys think about this game release, or I should say game reveal, with still 5 to 6 months to go? I think there are a lot of expectations, and then a lot of people, like I said, I've not seen a game reveal like this, be treated like this, for a long, long time. There are so many comments just back and forth. It's one side or the other. There doesn't seem to be a lot of middle ground, which is where I usually find myself of like, I like these things. I didn't like these things, but I think there is potential for a casual extraction shooter because I'm not a hardcore gamer myself. So this is a game that if I have a trio, I did make that note, if I'm going to play a game like this, I think I have to have a full trio to actually play it. But if I have that, I think it could be a fun game. And there is also a lot to progress on that I think a lot of people would agree they have a chance to make right on. And they like the feedback. And so with all this criticism and some time before launch, they have time to go back in and hopefully correct a few of those things if they can. So what do you guys think about Marathon so far? One of the craziest back and forth of games we have seen recently. It's been a madhouse. But until next time, take care of yourselves. And I hope you guys all enjoy. Drink your water and coffee as per usual. We'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow morning. Take care.